Chapter
NK
1261, Field Surgery. The hemostatic powder is useless, blood keeps flowing. And Dat said anxiously. Quick groaned miserably and asked weakly, Am I going to die? No. Little De gritted her teeth. Let me take a look. So Fong sighed, pushed the crowd aside, and came to Dat. Sir, do you know medicine? Little De's eyes lit up. A little. So Fong replied casually, glancing at the pale Quick, then calmly said, If you do not want him to die, make room. Ah. Okay. And Dat stepped aside. Slash. He observed for a few seconds, pressed around the wound, and miraculously the bleeding stopped. Amazing, right? Taney asked. Very amazing, stopping bleeding with bare hands only skilled doctors can do, and not all of them. And Dat praised. Do you have a scalpel? So Fong asked. Who would bring a scalpel outdoors? That curled his lips, but Dat pulled out a full surgical kit. Talking too soon gets you slapped. Bat muttered. Cough, never mind the details. Dat said and watched So Fong again. You, press the wound. So Fong told Dat to me? I cannot, I never learned. Alright, I will try. And Dat forced himself and pressed around the wound. Be gentle. So Fong ordered. Okay. And Dat followed. Ah, sorry. And Dat apologized. Focus, or I will turn you into a cadaver. So Fong snapped. Yes. And Dat turned pale but focused. Being a cadaver was scarier. Can So Fong do surgery? Taney asked. Maybe. Van Han said uncertainly, it was her first time seeing him operate. Taney frowned, feeling more doubtful. Be patient, it will hurt, but endure and you will live. So Fong raised the scalpel, staring at Quick. Sir, I entrust you. Quick whispered. Go. So Fong nodded, the scalpel cut decisively, removing rotten flesh. Triple A. Quick screamed, his voice chilling. Taney trembled, almost stopping him. Hold him. So Fong ordered. Yes. Jiao and Bat pinned Quick. Blood gushed, but So Fong calmly set the scalpel aside and searched for the bullet with forceps. Not good, Quick fainted. Little De shouted. It is fine, watch his heartbeat. So Fong said steadily. Okay. Little De answered. Is it really fine? Another teammate asked. Yes. The scolded one bowed, ashamed. So Fong smirked, pulled out bloody forceps holding a bullet. Clink. The bullet fell. He handed the forceps to Dat, then took out a suture kit and sewed the wound. Each stitch is divine. And Dat muttered, wishing to film it. In just 2 minutes, the wound was sewn, powder applied, and bandaged tight. Done. So Fong exhaled. So fast? That gasped. So Fong nodded, give him some antibiotics. Here. And Dat handed the medicine. No blood transfusion? Jiao asked. Force him to drink directly? Jiao asked naively. So Fong's eyes twitched, Miss Taney, study more basics. I see. Taney nodded, glaring at Jiao. Did I say wrong? Jiao asked blankly. Bat patted his shoulder, pray for yourself. Sigh, my fault, I never noticed your ignorance. That sighed. What do you mean? Jiao whined. Wash your hands. Van Han gave water. Okay. So Fong washed with soap. Soap. Taney fell silent. Sister, what now? Little De asked worriedly, he clearly cannot walk. Taney looked at So Fong. He understood, as commander. He thought then said, 2 people stay with him, the rest climb on. I will stay. Little Diz said quickly. You? No. So Fong refused, leaving someone ignorant was unwise. All right, settled. So Fong nodded. And Dat smiled bitterly, feeling unappreciated. Chapter 1262, Xiaoji. All right, then leave 3 people here. So Fong nodded, tilted his head and asked, do you want to stay? Me? Taini was stunned. Yes, this way it is safer. So Fong said seriously. I will not stay. Taini refused without hesitation, joking that leaving her would be a waste. No. Taini and So Fong spoke together. Why? Taejiu asked with a gloomy face. Leaving you here makes us uneasy. Taini answered firmly. I will stay. A male soldier from the 893 team volunteered. Let's go. So Fong carried the waterproof bag, naturally held the girl's hand. Move out. Taini ordered. Yes. Taejiu and the others responded in unison. Mist rose thickly, visibility decreased, the height reached 5 or 6 meters. Woof woof. Taini and Tam led the way, sniffing, pulled forward by Taejiu. So Fong observed around, everywhere bore traces of human activity, though the enemy tried to hide it, the methods were clumsy, against novices still useful. Time passed slowly, the group advanced silently. After more than 1 hour, So Fong stopped, glanced at the left bush, behind was a slope covered with dense weeds. So Fong, what is it? Van Han also stopped. NK Books. Taini and the others turned to him. Wait here for me. So Fong whispered, released the girl's hand, slipped through the bushes down the slope. What is it? Van Han curiously tiptoed to look. Taini stood nearby, shielding the girl from slipping. Woof woof woof. Taini and Tam barked loudly. So Fong returned, dragging a corpse dressed like Ba's group. Do you know this man? He laid the stiff body down, pale face upward. The dead was a man, heart pierced by a bullet, fatal wound, besides that, skin was torn in many places, bones exposed. Xiaoji. Taejiu cried, pushed through to see the familiar face. So it is someone you know. So Fong sighed, stepped back. Xiaoji, he is dead. Why, who did this? I will cut him into pieces. The group surrounded, all with sorrowful expressions, clearly they knew him. Damn it. Taini's face was cold, eyes full of killing intent. We cannot waste time. So Fong said calmly. Understood. Taini took a deep breath, looked at Xiaoji's face one last time. She hardened her heart, said coldly, bury Xiaoji, then continue climbing. Sister Ni. Someone cried. Taini said firmly, this is an order, the dead are gone, we must find Tam, that is our mission. Yes. They swallowed their tears, even in grief they endured, order above all, this was taught since childhood. Act, do not make me repeat. Taini shouted. The group gathered wood, quickly dug a grave. With grief, they buried Xiaoji. Move out. Taini commanded. Yes. Taejiu and the others, red-eyed, replied, carefully continued climbing. The girl's mood was low, in one day she saw 3 corpses, to her it was a harsh trial. Luckily, you are here. Van Han said bravely. Be good. So Fong sighed, the girl was more understanding each day. Mr. So, how did you know Xiaoji was there? Taini asked suddenly. I guessed from traces. So Fong replied calmly. Traces? Taini frowned. Messy footprints, broken branches, these show something happened there. So Fong explained. Taini was silent, then said seriously, you are formidable, more than I imagined. Thanks for the praise. So Fong replied lightly. Taini and Tam suddenly stopped, unwilling to go further. What is it? Taejo asked, red-eyed, squatting to pat Tae's head. Could Tam be nearby? Tae sure asked. Very possible. Tae-ba brightened. This explained why Tae and Tam would not advance. You think too much, the footprints go ahead. So Fong poured cold water, pulled them back to reality. Then why do Tae and Tam not go? Tae-ba voiced the doubt. So Fong glanced, they lay low, tails tucked, clearly afraid. There must be a beast ahead. So Fong guessed. About 2 minutes later, So Fong raised his hand to block the girl. Before them appeared a huge tiger. Grr! Tae and Tam were terrified, lay flat, no matter how pulled, refused to move. A tiger. Taejo exclaimed, raised weapon to shoot. Do not move. Tae pressed his hand down. Do not be rash, sometimes killing is unnecessary. So Fong said calmly. This is a tiger, but why are its teeth so long? Taejo nervously noticed the difference. The tiger resembled a northeast tiger, but its fangs were abnormally long, twice as long as usual. It looked terrifying, one bite could pierce a thigh easily. Chapter 1263, Too Arrogant. So Fong whispered, it should not be, maybe it is just a mutated gene. It must be a mutated gene. Van Han trusted So Fong's words without doubt. Such a beautiful look, and the fur is bright. Tae that commented. Alright, my house is small, we cannot raise such a big cat. So Fong smiled and shook his head. Raise? A big cat? Tae was shocked, these people were too calm, they even had time to chat. This was a tiger, was it okay to be so calm? Tae also stayed silent, and glanced at the calmness of Tae that and Tae bat. What had happened these days that made the two of them like this? Go quickly, I will not hurt you. So Fong released a domineering aura and stepped toward the mutated tiger. Roar! The tiger growled low, tucked its tail and ran away. Just left like that? Tae opened his mouth wide, as if seeing a ghost. Oh my god, what is happening? The others were shocked. Are you really that great? Tae calmly asked. No, I was wrong. Tae that lowered his head, fearing Tae's scolding. Let's go. So Fong did not explain further and kept walking. Set out. Tae ordered, the group followed So Fong. So Fong felt a bit awkward, always stared at, as if stripped naked. What is it? Van Han sensed his tension. Nothing. So Fong smiled, ignoring Tae's movements. It is almost dark. Van Han suddenly said. Yes, less than 1 hour left. So Fong checked the time, his phone still had 30% battery. Van Han said innocently, why does your phone never run out of power? That is just how it is. She did not think more, indeed he used his phone rarely. After half an hour, the sky darkened, and vision dropped. What do you think? So Fong asked Tae, for safety, let us leave tomorrow, what do you say? Tae left the choice to him. Go. So Fong shrugged at Tae that, Tae, you come too, you are strong. Tae bat pulled Tae along. I really want to eat meat. Someone sighed. Hold on, after we leave this cursed place. Then I want a seafood feast, a full meat banquet, eat until full. That is all you think of. What a pity a Kiet and Little Tri cannot eat with us. After the last words, the group fell silent, the mood heavy. Yes. They regained spirit, suppressed emotions, and set guards. More than 20 minutes later, night fell. Tae that and Tae bat returned with firewood, enough to last until dawn. Tae that lit the fire, skillfully. Mr. So, is it too obvious to light a fire like this? Someone worried. Is that not good? So Fong asked back. This should be fine? That person was stunned. So Fong leaned back, calmly said, in fact, I wish those outsiders would come, it saves me effort finding them. The group was silent. Was this not too arrogant? But remembering So Fong's deeds, it made sense. Hope nothing happens. Tay that sighed. I worry about Tay too, she acts emotionally. Taybat frowned. Little Try and a kid were dead. Tay too must be very sad. With Tay Tam, it will be fine. Tay that comforted, whether he believed it or not, only he knew. 2 dead, Team 1 still has 4, right? So Fong asked. Yes, 4 alive for now. Tay Q smiled. Maybe. Taybat stopped halfway, fearing bad omen. Taney glanced, said nothing. Crackle. Wet wood burned with smoke and sparks like meteors. It should be edible. Tay Q blew on burnt shiitake, brushed ash, took a bite. How is it? Taybat asked. No taste, but fills the stomach. Tay Q muttered. Same. Taybat smiled, ate with wild leaves. Someone joked, not afraid of stomach ache? It is fine, I have medicine. Taybat waved it off. Taney ate calmly, not finding it bad. You could add pepper or dill. Van Han said innocently. This is wilderness, where to find them? Someone sneered. I have them. Van Han took out spices. Tell me, are you here for picnic or rescue work? A dry voice asked. Do you really not want it? So Fong looked up. He stared and smiled, not giving you. That person wanted to cry, but could not. It tastes much better. Take Cubit shiitake with dill, flavor rich. Not bad. Mr. So and Miss Van are really thoughtful. Being teammates with Mr. So is lucky. By the fire, chatter continued. Chapter 1264, Plucking the Tiger's Whiskers. Van Han leaned against So Fong's chest and dozed off, while most of the others were asleep, leaving only 3 to watch the night. Among them were Tay Q, and Ha Cham, who was 26 years old. Sister Ni, will you not rest for a while? Ha Cham whispered. No need. Taney shook her head, her gaze fixed on the mountaintop, lost in thought. Taney leaned close to Tay Tam, slowly closing her eyes. But then her gaze fell upon So Fong, her eyes filled with contemplation. Tay Q, what is wrong with Sister Ni? Ha Cham asked softly. What about Sister Ni? Tay Q asked honestly. Ha Cham sighed and shook his head. Forget it, you make me speechless. Tisk, why are you like this, speaking half and leaving half unsaid? Tay Q complained. Ugh, then tell me, what did you mean just now? Tay Q quickly asked. Why are you so slow? Ha Cham sighed, then explained. Did you not notice Sister Ni keeps looking at Mr. So? Really? Tay Q turned to look at her, and accidentally met her eyes. His body trembled, and he quickly looked away. Nonsense, she was clearly looking at me. Tay Q muttered angrily. Then uneasily he whispered, do you think Sister Ni might like me? You are overthinking. Ha Cham rolled his eyes. Yet Tay Q grew more convinced. No, then why is she staring at me? Really not so? Tay Q asked doubtfully. Of course not. Ha Cham affirmed. Then why does she look at me? Tay Q wondered. His face reddened as he muttered, you are spouting nonsense. Smack. Damn, what did you eat? Tay Q covered his nose and almost fainted. Ha Cham stifled a laugh, his mood lifted. Suddenly a shadow loomed, and a cold voice echoed. What are you two babbling about? Taney glared at them. Nothing, nothing at all. Both hurriedly shook their heads. Taney's cold stare made Ha Cham shiver. Sister Ni, why do you keep staring at So Fong? Tay Q boldly asked. You saw? Tay Ni replied calmly. Tay Q pointed, not me, Ha Cham saw it. Ha Cham trembled miserably. Saw it? Taini looked at him. A little. Ha-Cham admitted with closed eyes. Oh. Taini remained calm. So why do you stare at Mr. So? Tae-Kyu pressed. He is mysterious, I wish to know more. Taini explained unexpectedly. Mysterious? Both were stunned. Yes, mysterious. Taini turned away. Sister Ni, do you like Mr. So? Tae-Kyu suddenly asked. Taini halted briefly. Are you crazy? Today is the first day she met him, how could she like him? Ha-Cham scolded softly, thinking Tae-Kyu was daring to pluck a tiger's whisker. Do you not know love at first sight? Tae-Kyu argued. It exists, but not with Sister Ni. Ha-Cham insisted. Ha-Cham opened his mouth, unable to refute. He was upset. Why did Tae-Kyu suddenly speak reasonably now? Taini did not answer, perhaps she herself did not know. TSK, she must like him. Tae-Kyu smirked, seeing her look and believing it. Ha-Cham glanced at her, strangely agreeing. Cough, do not worry, as long as she is not blind or foolish, she will never fancy you. Ha-Cham declared. Then forget it. Tae-Kyu pouted. That is good, I do not fancy Sister Ni either. Ha-Cham chuckled, teasing, I do not want to be a husband under strict control. Throat disease? Tae-Kyu frowned, marrying Sister Ni will cause throat disease? Ha-Cham darkened, unable to explain. So pitiful. Tae-Kyu looked at So-Fong, silently feeling sorry, marrying Sister Ni and suffering throat disease, too pitiful. Achoo! So-Fong sneezed. He opened his eyes and met Taini's gaze. Stunned, he unconsciously smiled politely. He said gently, Go rest, I will take the watch. Taini replied coldly, No need, it is still early. So-Fong did not insist, hugged the girl, and closed his eyes again. Soon Taini and Tae-Tam both raised their heads, looking towards the mountain top. Taini stood, gripping her spear. Something is wrong. Ha-Cham quickly tapped Tae-Kyu. What is it? Tae-Kyu rubbed his eyes and muttered, Sister Ni and So-Fong kissed? Ha-Cham darkened, speechless, silently making a cross in his heart. Taini turned, making Tae-Kyu break into a cold sweat. What, Sister Ni and So-Fong, really? The others woke, faces confused and shocked. Van Han opened her eyes, bewildered. Chapter 1265, Sister Van. Tae-Kyu with a pleading face covered his mouth with one hand, signaling not to speak further. Tae-Er and Tae-San barked loudly, pulling the rope taut, as if ready to rush up the mountain. What is it? Ha-Cham nervously hurried to calm Tae-Er and Tae-San. Could it be a tiger again? Someone guessed worriedly. Tae-Chi shook his head analyzing. It should not be. If it were a tiger or other beasts, Tae-Er and Tae-San would have been too scared to bark. That makes sense, then what is it? Tae-Ba agreed, standing up and pulling out his spear. Van Han tilted her head in doubt. So-Fong, what is it? No danger. So-Fong replied calmly. Oh, then good. Van Han relaxed. Tae-Er looked at So-Fong. How do you know? Intuition. So-Fong answered coolly. Like the sixth sense of women, always unexpected. So-Fong, what did you say? Van Han glared angrily. Ahem, back to the main matter, come with me ahead? So-Fong coughed, lifting his eyes to Tae-Er. Okay. Tae-Er agreed. Let us go. Van Han stood up and walked forward. So-Fong laughed, took a burning stick, and followed the girl. Tae-Er stood still for a few seconds before following. Sister Er, take me too. Tae-Chi insisted. I will go too. Tae-Kyu shouted. Do not go. Ha-Cham pulled Tae-Kyu by the collar. Why not let me go? Tae-Q stared at the disappearing group and then glared back. I mean well for you. Ha-Cham lied sternly. What do you mean? Tae-Q asked. Ha-Cham frowned. You just defended Sister Air, if you go again what then? Thinking of that, Tae-Q shivered, deciding to stay away from Sister Air. Ha-Cham smiled seeing his changing expression. The firelight dispelled darkness, so Fong held the girl's hand, for walked up the mountain. Tae-Air's eyes lingered on the hands joined, then quickly looked away, then looked again, repeating. Sister Air is not right. Tae-Chi whispered. So Fong, what is ahead? Van Han still feared the darkness. Perhaps small animals. So Fong replied. Can we improve our meal then? Van Han's eyes lit up. Ahem, better not eat. So Fong coughed, thinking it unfit to eat. Why? Van Han blinked. Tae-Air and Tae-Chi silently followed. The fire from the camp vanished. 5 minutes later So Fong stopped, the burning stick lighting the dark. Through mist, a faint figure lay face down, life or death unknown. It is a person. Van Han cried, released So Fong's hand, and hurried. Be careful. Tae-Air reminded. Ah, clothes same as ours. Van Han said in surprise. Tae-Chi and Tae-Air stiffened, rushing forward. Van Han crouched, turned the woman, checked her breath, still breathing. So Fong, she is alive. She exclaimed. Fourth sister. Tae-Chi recognized her face. Indeed, it was Tae-Si. She had tried traveling at night, slipped on roots, exhausted, and fainted. Little C. Tae-Air checked her pulse, relieved she lived. Good, still alive. Tae-Chi sighed. Bring her back. So Fong reminded. Yes, back to camp. Tae-Chi tried to carry her. Let me. Tae-Air stepped first, lifting her in princess style. So Fong frowned surprised at her strength. Sister Air, let me, fourth sister is heavy. Tae-Chi worried. Tae-Air paused, then said sincerely. I will repeat this to her. Fourth sister? Van Han surprised, Tae-Si looked younger than Tae-Chi, why called sister? Tae-Chi smiled awkwardly, explaining. Ahem, we divide seniority by strength, fourth sister is stronger, so called sister. I see. Van Han nodded though still found it odd, surely Tae-Si would not like being called sister by younger ones. Sister Van? Tae-Chi whispered. Well, okay. Tae-Chi laughed awkwardly, uneasy, the girl was just 18. Go. Tae-Air urged impatiently. Need my help? So Fong asked politely. All right. Tae-Air stopped, handed Tae-Si to So Fong. Question mark. So Fong stunned, what was this? No choice, he reached to take Tae-Si. Chapter 1266, You Come to Brain Surgery. There is firelight, they have returned. Ha-Cham suddenly shouted. That is great. Tae-Bat was shocked, breathing in relief. Who are you holding? Tae-Q frowned and muttered, why did you bring another person back? Looks a bit familiar. Ha-Cham squinted, trying to see clearly in the dim firelight who So Fong was carrying. Tae-Bat also stared, and after a second, when So Fong put the person down, he finally saw clearly. His face changed dramatically, he rushed up, shouting, Fourth sister, it is fourth sister. Tae-Tu? Ha-Cham was stunned, suddenly realizing it was someone he knew. So Fong, how is she? Van Han squatted down, concerned. Why are you making noise? Tae that gasped, angrily said, Fourth sister still breathes, maybe just fainted. Very smart, she just fainted. So Fong released, explained, days without food, body weakened, lack of water, protein and more, made her collapse. So she can still be saved? Tae-Q asked nervously. Do you not understand? Tae-Ni coldly asked. Tae-Q shrank back, but still worried, finally pleaded, Mr. So, you must save fourth sister, she is still young. So Fong said softly, she will not die, give her water and food, let her sleep, she will be fine. Just like that? Tae-Q was surprised, no surgery needed? Do it, I will pay for medicine. Tae-Ni calmly said. What are you saying? Tae-Q frowned, simply said, other things later, first save fourth sister. Wait aside. Tae-Bat struggled up, brought water, carefully fed Tae-Tuesday cough. Tae-Tu suddenly coughed, half opened her eyes, water, I want water. Glug glug. She drank strongly, many large gulps, then burped. Slowly she opened her eyes, days gone, spirit much better, but her face pale, forehead wounded with mud. She struggled to sit, face fearful. Ah, do not move, let me treat the wound. Van Han held her shoulders, cleaned the mud. Tae-Tu pale face resisted, no, I must go for reinforcements, third brother is in danger. Little two, look at me, see clearly who I am. Tae-Ni crouched, lifted her chin. Tae-Tu became clear, seeing Tae-Ni, tears burst out. She sobbed, hugging Tae-Ni's neck, second sister, finally I see you. Do not cry. Tae-Ni patted her back, comforting. What happened, where are third and sixth brother? Tae-Q asked. They. Tae-Tu sobbed, words broken. Do not be agitated, or blood will rush to your head and faint again. So Fong reminded calmly. Quick, drink water, do not agitate. Tae-Bat hurried with the kettle. Hick. Tae-Tu burped, waving, I cannot drink more. All right, do not cry, speak slowly. Tae-Ni wiped her tears, still the same, you must learn to control emotions. I cannot. Tae-Tu answered low. She raised her head, where is this? Still in the mountains, half an hour ago we found you unconscious on the ground. That explained. Do not worry, young lady is saved. Tae-Ni whispered. Ah, that is good. Tae-Tu was glad. But she then asked, so you are here? Really? Tae-Tu brightened, then quickly save them, or it will be dangerous. Do not rush, tell the situation first, sharpening the knife does not delay chopping wood. That comforted. All right. Tae-Tu nodded, briefly said, Trin Quang was injured, wound infected, 2 days high fever, cannot last. We had no water, no food, could not rest, at night could not light fire. Third brother told me to go find reinforcements, I tried to find Master Tam, but collapsed on the way, woke up here. The more she spoke the more she cried. It is fine, you are safe. Tae-Ni sighed, we are sent by Master Tam, we will find them. Yes, with second sister here, they are not opponents. Tae-Tu firmly nodded. Actually, you should thank Mr. So. Tae-Ni shook head. Mr. So? Tae-Tu was stunned, eyes looked around, finally on the familiar yet strange face. So Fong, why are you here? She exclaimed in surprise. To her, So Fong was both familiar and strange, familiar with his name, face, voice, strange because they were never friends, never interacted in real life. Chapter 1267, Crazy Fan? Ah, you, hello. Tai-Tu was trembling nervously, she was a devoted fan of So Fong, the kind of obsessive admirer. Do not be nervous, I will not eat people. So Fong could not help but laugh. I am your fan, so... Tai-Tu stuttered again. So Fong was surprised, smiling as he asked, do you want an autograph? Yes. Tai-Tu's eyes lit up. So Fong, stop fooling around. Van Han pouted and complained. Now is not the right time for signing. Sorry, I was just too excited. Tai-Tu laughed awkwardly, then quickly urged. We must go up the mountain, third brother is being chased, I worry Trin Quang cannot hold on. You are fine now, nothing left from that 937 matter? That's still worried. I am fine, after drinking water I feel much better. Tai Tu waved dismissively. NK Books. So Fong advised, I suggest you eat something, maybe meat or sugar, otherwise you may faint again. I have no meat, nor sugar. Tai Tu pressed her lips. We also have no meat. Ha Cham and the others smiled bitterly. I have candy, eat one piece first. Van Han took out 2 sour plums, already sticky from the heat. Ah, real candy. Tai Tu's eyes shone, she quickly thanked. Thank you, Van Han. No problem, I still have half a bag. Van Han said innocently. So Fong smiled at her, the group quietly averted their eyes. Will we walk all night? Tiny asked So Fong. It does not matter to me. So Fong shrugged. Go. Tiny nodded, then ordered. Pack quickly, prepare to move. So Fong pulled out a satellite phone, calling Tai Chan Nin. His voice was groggy, clearly just awoken. It is me. So Fong said calmly. Tai Chan Nin's voice sounded resentful. Why do you always call me in the middle of the night? Click clack. Slipper noise and a door opening, closing, then the roar of traffic filled the phone. Good news, do you want to hear? So Fong pretended to hang up. Mr. So, wait. Tai Chan Nin quickly shouted. What good news? He braced for another blow. But what came was beyond his expectation. Talk. So Fong handed the satellite phone to Tai Tuesday. She froze, then said. Hello? Bang. Noise came from the other side, like something heavy fell. Are you all right? Tai Tu asked with concern. No, nothing. Tai Chan Nin replied again. Ah, third master? Tai Tu exclaimed happily. His voice now carried joy. It is me, you are rescued? Yes, my idol saved me. Tai Tu said simply, then explained what happened. Tiny frowned upon hearing that. Your idol? Tai Chan Nin was puzzled, was there a celebrity on the island? Silence, then he gritted his teeth. So Fong is your idol? Yes, thank you for inviting him to save us. Tai Tu said naively. It is nothing. His tone softened, he could not be angry with his daughter. Still, you should give thanks. Tai Tu said politely. No more. Tai Chan Nin quickly changed the subject. Give the phone to Tiny, I will order him to send you back. No, third master, I will not return. Tai Tu shook her head, moving closer to So Fong. All three here fell silent, first Tiny, then So Fong and the girl. Why? Tai Chan Nin asked. Tai Tu explained, I want to go with them to rescue third brother, I can guide them, save much time. Do not be stubborn, it is too dangerous, you fainted before, do not hinder them. He scolded harshly, hoping she would agree. I will not hinder, I feel fine now. Tai Tu insisted. It is very dangerous. He tried again. I must go, third brother is waiting for me to lead the way, without her I would not even know if I lived. Tai Tu stubbornly replied. All right. She added firmly. Do not tell my idol, or he will take me away. Tai Chan Nin was furious, like raising a duck only for neighbor Wang to seize it. Ha! So Fong chuckled, feeling lighthearted. He put his arm around the girl, gently squeezing her shoulder, seeing she was relaxed. Tai Tu, take good care of her, her safety is the top mission. Tai Chan Nin said seriously. Understood. So Fong smirked, glancing pitifully at Tai Bat. She does not look like someone indecisive. So Fong looked at the flustered Tai Tu, smiling politely. Suddenly, his waist hurt. Looking down, he saw the girl smiling brightly, but her hand had twisted his waist almost 180 degrees. So Fong laughed bitterly, deciding to smile less politely, lest this jealous vinegar jar spill. I know, I was only speaking casually. Tai Nin sighed, helpless. Yes. So Fong answered. Alright, anything else? He asked. A moment later, only the busy tone replied. Beep beep beep. Chapter 1268, Dog food tastes not bad. So Fong put away the satellite phone and calmly said, It is nothing, I just want to take good care of you. Ah. Tae-tu blushed, muttering, Actually, there is no need to deliberately care for me. So Fong, what did you just say? Van Han asked with watery eyes. Only to ensure her safety, do not overthink. So Fong smiled, rubbed the girl's head, then helped her put on the helmet. After more than 10 minutes, they packed up and started climbing the mountain. Tae-tu, Tae-ni, and So Fong walked in front, pistols always in hand. This way. Tae-tu led, nervous but full of hope. Tae-that reminded, fourth sister, slow down, watch your step. Got it. Tae-tu replied without looking back. At first they walked slowly, night travel was harder than day. So Fong suddenly asked, What are you looking for? He noticed Tae-tu scanning around. I still have a teammate who's separated behind the mountain, I want to see if he survived like me. Tae-tu whispered. Really, you found him? She turned in delight, Where is he? Silence fell, the mood turned heavy. Fourth sister, Xiaoji was found, but only his corpse. Tae-Q delivered the cruel news. Tae-tu froze, eyes red, tears welling. Her lips trembled, she blamed herself, I should not have let him stay, he insisted on holding off the enemy, if he came with me he would be fine. Do not cry, the dead are gone, what matters is finding Tae-tam now. NK Books. Tae-ni said coldly. Yet those who knew her understood, her calm meant deeper pain. All right. Tae-tu wiped her tears. Do not cry, here is candy. Van Han offered a sugarberry stick. Thank you. Tae-tu felt warm and hugged the girl. You are welcome. Van Han smiled softly. Tae-tu calmed down, making Tae-ni sigh in relief, and they continued forward. Dawn broke, birds sang. Stop, rest and eat breakfast, regain strength. So Fong ordered. Sir, wild greens and mushrooms add little energy. Ha Cham sighed. Yes, without meat for days, weight dropped fast, only losing fat. I really want meat. Hold on, we came for rescue, not enjoyment. True, but with meat we would feel stronger, walk faster, fight harder. Reasonable, I cannot argue. On guard. Tae-ni commanded coldly. Yes. Everyone took positions. So Fong shrugged, helpless, no animals appeared. Want meat? He asked. It is fine, we will eat in the city. Van Han replied gently. Then I will let you eat to your fill. So Fong said dotingly. No, overeating harms the stomach, moderate is best. Van Han said seriously. Ha, so cute. So Fong laughed and pinched her cheek. MMPH. Van Han blushed, turned away, embarrassed by many eyes. Tae-ni glanced then looked away, eyes dimming. I want to steal food from Tae-ni. Ha Cham stared, they still have dog food, lucky. No, dog food must last until leaving the Mist Island. Tae-Q guarded the bag. Maybe, but dog food smells tasty. Tae-Q murmured. You tried it? Ha Cham asked. Ha Cham fell silent, raised a thumb in admiration. Tae-Q emphasized, so you cannot eat it, it is for Tae-ni and Tae-tam. Alright, I will not eat, truly, trust me. Ha Cham swore. Good. Tae-Q nodded. Naive. Ha Cham muttered, chewing bitter wild greens. Gar. His belly rumbled, a sign of diarrhea. Must eat, or I will starve. He patted his stomach and kept chewing sand-gritty weeds. Still tastes good. If we had rations, I would eat 5 big bars. You are a starving ghost, 5 bars would burst your belly. Yes, rations swell in water, 1 big piece is enough. So Fong, is it like on Shin Noyet Island? Van Han asked. Somewhat. He nodded. But Shin Noyet was better, here has no resources, nothing to see. She pouted. So Fong smiled faintly in reply. Chapter 1269, Divide them. Shall see, do not be rude, you must call him Mr. So. Second brother suddenly spoke. Fine, Mr. So. Fourth sister muttered with a pout. Throw money at it. So Fong smirked. Do not listen to his nonsense. Van Han glanced. Then why is that? Fourth sister still felt curious. Ha ha ha, just kidding. So Fong could not help but laugh, quickly comforting the girl, joking too much would not be good. Actually, it is because of Sister Baidin, you came here to save her, so Fong is her master, of course he must come to help. Van Han spoke innocently. So that is how it is. Fourth sister realized. Did the third master not give you payment? Second brother suddenly asked. He did. So Fong calmly nodded. Fourth sister asked curiously, how much? So Fong smiled, raising 2 fingers. What, 20,000 yuan? Fourth sister widened her eyes, angry, the third master is too stingy, only 20,000 is not enough. Cough cough. Seventh brother coughed, almost choking. No. So Fong shook his head. Then 200,000? Fourth sister murmured, 200,000 is acceptable. Cough cough. This time it was eighth brother. Not that either. So Fong shook his head with a smile. Could it be 2 million? Fourth sister's eyes shone, finally satisfied, that was more like the third master's style. Sister, it is 20 million. Eighth brother could not hold back. 20 million. Fourth sister exclaimed. After a while, she muttered, so our lives are worth 20 million. Fool. Second brother chuckled. 20 million does not match the third master's style. Fourth sister doubted. Do not guess his mind. Second brother tapped her head lightly. Perhaps he values you highly. Second brother suddenly said. Really? Fourth sister remained doubtful. Seventh and eighth brothers glanced, wanting to speak but kept quiet. Half an hour later, the group set out again. Faster, we must catch up tomorrow. So Fong said seriously. Yes. Everyone answered in unison. So Fong was surprised, was this really that dreamy girl? Yes. Everyone again answered. He, is it cool? Fourth sister looked at So Fong. Yes. So Fong raised his thumb. Second brother was helpless, fourth sister was lively yet scary when serious, maybe only before So Fong she was normal. So amazing. Van Han said. Crack. Branches broke underfoot, they climbed the mountain path. So Fong and second brother led, one cold, one calm. Van Han pouted, silent. What is it? Second brother froze, forgetting to draw his sword. NK books. Is there danger? Seventh brother asked, knowing So Fong's habits. A beast trap. So Fong answered calmly. Again a trap. Eighth brother gritted his teeth. Are you sure? Second brother asked. So Fong did not answer, picked a branch, and struck forward. Snap. The trap sprang, biting the branch in half. Heavens, there really is a trap. Someone cried. You are lucky not to step on it. So Fong glanced at her. He had seen footprints narrowly passing over. Too dangerous. Fourth sister gasped, relieved. Lucky we had Mr. So, without him someone would be hurt. Ninth brother sighed. The third master was wise to bring So Fong. someone praised. No one noticed the trap, not even second brother. His eyes flashed, watching So Fong with curiosity. So Fong tossed aside the trap, calmly warning, "Be even more careful, remember, do not run around." "Yes." Everyone quickly replied. "So Fong, you need not hold me." Van Han whispered, "I can take care of myself." "It is fine, holding you eases my mind." So Fong replied casually. Such simple words stirred waves in the girl's heart. She held tightly. Fourth sister saw this, envious and longing. "Mr. So and Lady Van Han are truly close." Ha Cham whispered with envy. "But it is hard for second sister." Ninth brother sighed. Ha Cham was full of questions. Had he done something wrong? "What did I do?" he asked. Ninth brother said, "Were you not planning to separate Mr. So and Lady Van Han?" "Nonsense, no. Such thing." Ha Cham got angry, laughing bitterly. If that label stuck, So Fong would kill him. "Truly not?" Ninth brother narrowed his eyes. "Of course not," Ha Cham said firmly. "All right, I believe you." Ha Cham's face darkened. Chapter 1270, Strange Hermit. Everyone knew the road ahead was dangerous, but none expected it to be so deadly. So Fong crouched down, starting to dismantle the third trap. Who knows how many traps these outsiders brought? Taisher's body trembled, his tone more respectful toward So Fong. "They already know we are coming." So Fong threw the trap aside and stood up. "How could they know?" Teba asked in confusion. "Maybe someone leaked the news." So Fong said casually. "Who?" Taisi asked coldly, his eyes sweeping over everyone. "Not anyone here." So Fong clapped in front of Taisi, explaining, "Before I met you, we already faced danger." "What danger?" Taisi asked nervously. "Mines, traps, and even snipers." So Fong answered calmly, shocking Taisi, and the rest. "Luckily, with Mr. So here, we stayed safe." Taisher and Teba sighed with relief. "The leak must be someone close to Third Master, watching our moves." So Fong took a locator from his pocket, flicked his thumb, and the device spun upward into the air. At its peak, losing force, it fell back into his hand. "Very possible." Taisi nodded. "Tell Third Master," Taer said in a low voice. "It is useless unless we throw away all locators, otherwise they will still know where we are." So Fong replied calmly. He paused, then added, "But we can still remind him, maybe they will catch the traitor." "All right." Taer dialed the satellite phone. "Hey." The line connected quickly. "Third Master, it is me," Taer said. "Our moves were exposed, we suspect someone on your side leaked secrets," he said briefly. "I know, we already have suspects, soon we will catch him." Taejin Nian's answer was unexpected. "So fast?" Taer was surprised. "Of course, who do you think I am?" Taejin Nian said proudly, "If I were not clever, I would have been eaten clean long ago." Taer's face was blank, listening to his boasting. "Are you listening?" Taejin Nian asked doubtfully. "Yes." Taer answered quickly. "Before catching the traitor, be careful, listen to So Fong, he is very capable." Taejin Nian coughed. "Got it." Taer nodded. "Understood." She looked at Taisi. "Anything else?" Taejin Nian asked. "Who is So Fong really?" Taer lowered her voice. The one mentioned pretended not to hear, smirking. "Why, are you interested?" Taejin Nian's voice was suspicious. "Yes." Taer admitted, explaining, "Every time danger comes, he senses it first and resolves it, it is too incredible. His background is clean, he grew up in an orphanage, later left, every record can be found, spotless." "So?" Tay Er frowned.
So he is ordinary, no special training, no drug experiments.
Tay Jinyan concluded. Impossible.
Tay Er shook her head. That is the investigation result. Tay Jinyan shrugged. Or maybe he has hidden support, stronger than our Tay family, covering his past so I cannot find it.
Maybe an ancient hidden clan.
He said seriously, but those clans have long hidden away, the chance is small.
Besides, hidden clans restrict each other with agreements, they cannot appear easily. Most hidden clans were martial families, knowing some martial arts, rarely showing themselves. There were also strange hermits, even fewer known.
Tay Jinyan emphasized, do not think too much, just keep ties with him, maybe he only has sharper instincts toward danger.
Understood. Tay San nodded. All right. Tay Er replied. Tay Jinyan repeated,
NK
remember
books.
to protect Tay Si well. All right.
Tay Er answered without care.
Soon the busy tone rang, she calmly put away the phone, then glanced at So Fong. He only winked at her. Hearing their talk, So Fong almost laughed, dragged into rumors of hidden clans, too absurd.
But he also felt relieved, at least now he had an excuse, no need to blame old Wang again, unfair to the dead. Mr. So, third master asked us to be careful, the traitor already has suspects, will soon be caught.
Tay Er said calmly. Good. So Fong nodded. What else did he say? Tay Si asked curiously.
He asked you to stay safe, not to put yourself in danger.
Tay Er added. I am not a child. Tay Si pouted, muttering, if danger comes to me, I cannot avoid it.
Tay Er pressed her lips, her eyes again on So Fong.
Strange hermit? Hidden clan?
None matched, maybe third master lost his mind.
Chapter 1271, The Running Meet. Yes.
The group responded in unison, they had rested for half an hour earlier, so their strength was much recovered.
At 3 p.m, So Fong dismantled another animal trap.
That rustling sound is quite loud. He tossed the trap aside, then tilted his head toward a low bush on the left, something was hiding there.
What is it? Van Han understood So Fong's eyes, she immediately guessed his action.
Just a wild rabbit, no danger. So Fong smiled gently.
A wild rabbit.
Van Han's beautiful eyes lit up, she pretended to pounce forward, for this was meat, she could not let it go.
Don't go, it already ran away.
So Fong quickly called her back, the rabbit was real, but too fast, he could not catch it.
What a pity, the meat has escaped.
Van Han pouted, her face full of regret.
Silly girl. So Fong chuckled, gently rubbing her head. Let's hurry and continue on the road. Van Han said innocently. All right.
So Fong held her hand and walked on.
Actually, I feel quite full.
Tay that looked at Tay Bat, his words a bit strange.
Dog food does not taste bad.
Tay Bat curled his lips, knowing what Tay that meant.
Tay Q opened his eyes wide and asked in shock, did you secretly eat Tay Nia's dog food?
Tay that twitched his mouth, politely explained, this is not that dog food, don't talk nonsense, we did not eat dog food.
Nonsense, you clearly said you ate dog food, and even full. Tay Q did not believe.
Tay that's face darkened, he felt like opening Q's skull and changing his brain.
Dog food is obviously on your body, how could we eat it? Tay Bat burst into laughter. Seems true. Tay Q muttered, so what did they eat then?
You would not understand even if I told you. Tay that patted his shoulder and solemnly said, remember, usually you should nourish your brain more.
You mean I have no brain? Tay Q glared. Ask everyone. Tay that smiled politely. Brother Bat, is it true? Tay Q asked.
Tay Bat nodded and smiled, when we return, you can eat pig brain, eat what you lack, it should help. Tay Q's face turned dark, these words did not sound helpful at all.
Hurry and move up. Tay Nia's cold voice rang. Yes.
They quickly answered, her authority was not to be defied. The higher they went, the heavier Tae-Tu's heart grew.
Little two, calm yourself. Tae-ni reassured.
Tae-Tu shook her head, bitterly smiled, Sister Ni, I cannot calm down.
Sigh, perhaps I should have left you behind.
Tae-ni sighed, Tae-Tu's fragile emotions were the result of being spoiled since childhood by Tam Master.
It is useless, outside I will worry more. Tae-Tu cried. That is why I did not insist. Tae-ni said helplessly. Stop.
So Fong suddenly shouted.
What is it? Tae-ni asked. A mine. So Fong pulled the girl behind him. The fallen leaves on the ground made it easy to hide traps. A mine.
Tae-Q and Ha-Cham exclaimed. The air became tense, they even suspected there might be one under their feet, not daring to move.
So Fong squatted, carefully brushing away the leaves, revealing a landmine. The same type as last time.
Tae-That spoke grimly.
Mr. So?
Tae-Tu was nervous, her heartbeat raced. Why had it not exploded when she went down the mountain earlier?
Are you the goddess of luck? So Fong teased.
The mine had been buried at least 2 days, yet yesterday when she descended, it had not gone off. Tae-Tu gave a bitter smile, she too could not understand her luck. So Fong clicked his tongue, her luck was extraordinary. He smiled, then began to disarm it. Since it had not exploded, it was easier. After 5 minutes he dug it out, then used a branch to clamp the trigger, preventing accidents. Of course we will return it to those outsiders. So Fong smirked, storing the mine into a waterproof bag inside his backpack.
So Fong, be careful.
Van Han was frightened, the mine was just
placed in the bag? If bumped it might explode.
Alright, just be careful not to fall or hit it.
Van Han reminded again. Tae-Ni's eyes flashed with surprise, yet she had grown used to So Fong's ability. Let's go, to the cave you mentioned to rest. So Fong said. All right.
They set off again, moving slowly and wasting much time. At 5 in the afternoon, under Tae-Tu's lead, the group of 10 arrived at a mountain cave.
Tae-Tu pointed, this is it, I hid here before, those outsiders even tried to trick me, fortunately I was clever and waited half an hour. There is no danger.
So Fong scanned the surroundings, no traps triggered. Rest here for 2 hours, at night we continue.
Tae-Ni ordered coldly. Yes.
They responded, tension
NK
easing.
Books. Yes.
Tae-That and Tae-Bat answered, it was their turn to guard.
Sleep now. Tae-Q muttered, then closed his eyes. Tired? So Fong asked the girl. I am fine.
Van Han answered, but then yawned, her clear eyes watery.
Chapter 1272, A Human Husky? You are awake?
Han smiled faintly, lifting her eyes toward So Fong.
I will sleep a little longer later. So Fong answered gently. Then I will wait for you. Han said innocently. Be good, sleep first. So Fong coaxed softly. All right.
Han could not resist, her eyelids fought, finally closing.
Sleep now.
So Fong tapped her neck point, calming her, the drowsiness grew heavier. Within half a minute, she closed her eyes, leaning on his chest, her breathing steady. Tae-Ni also sat down, nerves tense, not daring to relax, but closer to an outsider, the more cautious she became. You should sleep for 4 or 5 hours.
So Fong reminded.
Tae-Ni pressed her temple, whispered, I am fine.
Already a habit. Tae-Ni tilted her head, staring at him. So Fong said, lack of sleep will harm the skin. I do not need good skin.
Tae-Ni was clearly unlike other women, she did not care about her looks. Yet her beauty still outshone most women, even without care, her skin was better than many pampered ones. So Fong curved his lips, this woman truly was different.
You may sleep. Tae-Ni spoke. I am not sleepy.
So Fong rested his hand on the girl's shoulder, fingers playing with her hair, his gaze falling ahead, lost in thought.
What are you thinking? Taney asked.
He raised his head, smiled. I remembered some people, some things, quite amusing.
Do you mean people and things on Huen Noyet Island? Taney tried to keep talking. Yes. He nodded. Can you tell me some? She asked softly. You never saw directly? He asked.
She shook her head, said quietly, rarely, most of my time is in training and missions.
I see. He nodded.
Then he began telling, slowly sharing funny events on the island. Taney listened earnestly, nodding at times, even smiling at amusing parts.
So you can laugh?
He asked without thinking.
I am human, of course I can laugh.
She paused, then answered.
Good then.
He scratched his nose with a laugh.
Continue.
She raised her chin.
All right.
He kept telling, laughing at funny parts himself.
Over an hour later.
I really want to meet Lu Waimong you spoke of.
Taney said.
She is interesting, sometimes lively, sometimes warm, like a husky.
He said. Husky?
In her mind appeared an image of a husky, tilting its head, tongue out, staring dumbly, barking full now and then. He noticed her smile appearing, said, You should smile more, very pretty.
His smile stiffened, unsure what to reply. Just kidding.
She withdrew her gaze, giving him an exit.
Ha ha ha.
He laughed heartily, feeling a bit awkward. At that moment, in Kinhai City, at Tay family's private airport.
Tay Vai Din, Tay Tiu Tiu and Uncle Hui were in the lounge. Uncle Hui, is the plane arriving soon? Tay Vai Din looked at the electronic clock, it was 6:32 in the evening. Miss, about 10 minutes more.
Uncle Hui replied respectfully.
All right, let us go out to see. She stood and walked out.
Shortly after, Tay Tiu Tiu caught up, tousled her hair, sighed, Vai Din, actually home has everything too, not much different. How could that be? Home has WF, has TV, has cinema room, how boring could it be?
She pouted.
Vai Din glared, then looked her over, said calmly, If you keep being lazy, I will throw you into training camp for 1 year.
No, please spare me.
She shook her head quickly. Vai Din pressed her lips, said nothing. I just worry for you, now is a special period, I do not want you to face trouble, be careful. She lowered her head, explained.
Is it not all arranged properly already?
She raised her chin. The three secretly left Villa number 7, no one else knew except the driver.
Very good.
Rarely, Vai Din praised her.
Then worth it. She smiled.
The sound of engines rumbled, in the sky, a small private jet appeared in sight. The plane descended steadily, landing safely, slowing down.
Vai Din and Tiu Tiu went down the steps to greet. Whoosh!
The cabin door opened, a familiar face appeared.
Ah, my dear Vai Din.
Lu Waimong cheered with joy, rushed
down, threw herself onto Vai Din, clinging. Tired?
Vai Din smiled, held her.
Not tired at all.
Lu Waimong rubbed her face against her, truly like a husky.
Tiu Tiu stared surprised, speechless. Hello.
Lu Waimong noticed her, quickly jumped down, raised her hand to greet.
Chapter 1273, Second Nyo, Big Nyo arrive. So beautiful. Lu Yiming praised generously. Thank you, you are also very beautiful. Tai Xiaoxiao frowned slightly, but her goodwill toward Lu Yiming rose quickly. Haha, I think so too. Lu Yimeng laughed brightly. Yimeng, come and help quickly.
On the plane, Lu Yishu called out loudly.
Ah, I forgot.
Lu Yimeng regained her senses and rushed back to the plane. On the plane, Lu Yishu was pushing a wheelchair. In it sat a pale-faced woman wearing a sun hat, her head bald from surgery, with only tiny hairs regrown.
Mother, sit steady. Lu Yiming held the wheelchair ready to push. NK Books.
AI, be careful, do not rush. The weak-voiced mother reminded.
Got it. Lu Yiming stuck out her tongue playfully.
Tai Xiaoxiao shouted below, Yimeng, wait a bit, carrying down like this is too dangerous.
Uncle Hui already asked someone to open the lift.
Tai Xiaoxiao replied.
Thank you. Lu Yiming said gratefully. You are welcome. Tai Xiaoxiao smiled. Whiting.
Lu Yishu looked at Tai Whiting, her face mixed with gratitude and embarrassment.
Long time no see. Tai Whiting smiled. The mother gently said, How are you, second Nyo? Big Nyo said their friends are you. Hello aunt, I am Whiting. Tai Whiting politely answered. Mother.
Lu Yishu looked embarrassed, she was not young anymore, being called by childhood names felt awkward.
What, calling Big Nyo is wrong?
The mother placed her hand on Lu Yishu's.
No, as long as you are happy.
Lu Yishu sighed, during recovery one must keep cheerful. I heard from second Nyo and Big Nyo that the transfer troubled you much, truly sorry. The mother said apologetically.
Do not worry, it is nothing. Tai Xiaoxiao quickly cut in, speaking in Whiting's place since he could not. Sure enough, Tai Whiting sighed in relief, regaining calm.
The mother sincerely said, When I recover, I must thank you properly.
Aunt, please just focus on healing, other things later. Tai Xiaoxiao smiled sweetly, leaving a good impression.
Miss, the lift has arrived.
Uncle Hui said warmly.
Not far away, the lift drove over, like a small truck with a platform for precious cargo.
The platform lowered, rose to match the cabin door. Lu Yiming stepped on it, testing before relaxing.
Lu Yishu pushed the wheelchair up, secured it, and the platform descended steadily.
Hungry? Tai Whiting asked softly. I am fine, I ate sweets on the plane. Lu Yiming replied innocently.
Tai Xiaoxiao again said, Sweets cannot fill, better eat something, it is dinner time. Tai Whiting glanced at her and nodded, thanks to her they need not go to training camp.
All right, let us eat first, then go to the nursing home. Lu Yiming agreed.
Lu Yishu worried, but my mother like this, going outside is not good.
It is fine, we will not eat outside, we invited the chef home. Tai Xiaoxiao smiled. No cost, that is our restaurant chef. She added. The mother was stunned, what did this mean? Cough, cough, Whiting runs a restaurant. Lu Yiming explained. So that is it. The mother realized.
Lu Yishu glared at her sister, deciding not to reveal more truth, or their mother would be too excited. If she knew even the plane belonged to Tai Whiting, she might be shocked. Come, get in the car, go home first. Tai Xiaoxiao led the way, Uncle Hui already fetched the car.
So Feng and the others not back yet? Not yet, but soon. Tai Xiaoxiao pressed the elevator, letting others in. Hope they return quickly, it has been so long. Lu Yiming pouted.
It has not even been 2 months. Lu Yishu looked at her, 2 months is not long.
2 months not long? Lu Yiming asked seriously. Long?
Lu Yishu narrowed her eyes.
Long. Lu Yiming nodded firmly.
Lu Yishu pursed lips, her sister hopeless, she had a disease, called no Sofeng, will go mad.
The mother looked but did not ask. Will they be in danger? Lu Yiming asked worried.
Hard to say, on the island it is complex. Tai Xiaoxiao opened the car door, but with Sofeng's strength and patience, nothing will
happen.
True, Sofeng is strong, he will surely return safely.
Lu Yiming nodded. No doubt. Tai Whiting said calmly. Haha, heroes think alike. Lu Yiming smiled proudly.
The mother smiled, rare to see her daughter so radiant. Everyone got in the car, the wheelchair placed neatly.
This car is very comfortable.
The mother said in surprise. Real leather seats, more comfortable.
Lu Yishu explained. Real leather.
The mother looked at Tai Whiting and Tai Xiaoxiao, wondering.
Maybe not convenient. Lu Yishu hesitated.
No problem, tomorrow we will go to the nursing home, it is close, saves trips.
Tai Xiaoxiao smiled. Then sorry to trouble you.
Lu Yimeng accepted, as friends.
Chapter 1274, Join or Not?
A sharp screech echoed, the car stopped in the garage, startling Madame Lu.
Here we are.
Tai Xiaoxiao got out, opened the door, and unfolded the wheelchair with care.
Sorry for the trouble.
Madame Lu was helped down by her daughters, then sat back in the wheelchair.
Don't be polite, just treat this as your own home. Tai Xiaoxiao smiled. Sister Vai Ding, is this your house?
Lu Weimeng's eyes sparkled.
Yes. Tai Vai Ding nodded. So big, there is even an elevator inside.
Lu Weimeng exclaimed.
For convenience. Tai Vai Ding explained.
Tai Xiaoxiao gently laughed, if you like it, stay here, there are empty rooms anyway.
That would be too troublesome. Madame Lu quickly objected. Why so? Tai Xiaoxiao asked in confusion. It's too much disturbance, I cannot.
Madame Lu shook her head.
Auntie, it's really nothing.
As the elevator opened, Tai Xiaoxiao led them into the living room.
Miss, you are back. Aunt Zheng in an apron came from the kitchen, followed by a chef in white. Tai Xiaoxiao introduced, this is Aunt Zhang, our nanny. Hello. Lu Weimeng smiled. Aunt Zhang warmly replied, Miss Weimeng, hello. Hello. Madame Lu greeted as well. You. Tai Xiaoxiao answered. So spacious. Lu Weimeng admired the villa, the high ceiling, and the giant crystal chandelier dropping from the third floor. I could stay at a nursing home.
Madame Lu shook her head.
We'll talk later, first show me your room. Lu Weimeng laughed. All right.
Tai Xiaoxiao looked at Tai Vai Ding, shrugged, and admitted defeat. Tai Vai Ding smiled, she truly hoped the sisters would stay, it would be fun.
Come, have some tea.
Aunt Zhang served tea before Madame Lu.
Thank you. Madame Lu nodded.
One word of sister brought them closer.
AI, this is already better than last year. Madame Lu softened.
Aunt Zhang sat and chatted, AI, resting well will restore health, with such dutiful daughters, you will enjoy blessings soon. Madame Lu's eyes reddened, AI, poor girls, risking themselves in that dangerous contest because of my illness.
Sister, you should be glad, your daughters are more filial than mine.
Aunt Zhang remembered the lady's warning and comforted her.
That's true.
Madame Lu wiped her tears, forced a smile, and changed topic.
Tai Vai Ding watched from afar, relieved, secretly deciding to reward Aunt Zhang. Can we eat dinner now?
Lu Weimeng and Tai Xiaoxiao came down the stairs.
Miss, almost ready.
The chef's voice came from the kitchen.
No, I must save room for dinner. Lu Weimeng said. Speaking of which, I miss So Fong's cooking. Lu Wei Thursday whispered. He, I knew it, you miss him too.
Lu Weimeng teased. Lu Wei Thursday rolled her eyes but did not deny.
Hope he returns soon. Tai Xiaoxiao said. Miss, dinner is ready. The chef served dishes, aroma filling the air, making Lu Weimeng's stomach growl. Didn't you say you were hungry? Sit down quickly. Tai Vai Ding called. Smells so good.
Lu Weimeng hurried to sit beside her. Aunt Zhang pushed the wheelchair and arranged the tableware.
Looks like artwork. Madame Lu held chopsticks, unsure where to start. Have soup first.
Tai Xiaoxiao served, explained, this soup was created by So Fong, the chef may not match him, but the taste reaches 7 or 8 parts.
So delicious.
Madame Lu tasted, her face lit with joy.
So Fong again. She whispered. Mother, what did you say? Lu Wai Thursday asked.
Madame Lu smiled, nothing, taste it, very good.
Yes. Lu Wai Thursday, though puzzled, did not press.
Tei Xiao added, actually these dishes are all So Fong's ideas, though I never ate his cooking, so I don't know how close the chef can replicate.
Ah, he taught you so many dishes? Lu Wai Meng was surprised. Let's open a restaurant together. Her eyes shone. Do you want to join in? Tei Xiao teased. Really? Lu Wai Meng eager. Of course, you are friends of Vai Ding and So Fong, no problem. Tei Xiao clapped. How much to invest? Lu Wai Meng asked. As you like, hundreds or thousands, we have enough funds, Vai Ding covers. Tei Xiao winked. Vai Ding smiled, she never lacked money. Sister, how much money do we still have? Lu Wai Meng asked. Still several 100,000. Lu Wai Thursday replied. All right.
The dining table was filled with laughter and cheer.
Chapter 1275, The Lizard Horde. Everyone get up. Second Chi stood and shouted. Ah.
Ninth Chi opened his eyes in a daze. After sleeping a bit he felt even sleepier.
Right away.
Ha Chen yawned, his eyes barely opening.
Hold on a bit longer, once we find Third Chi and the others, you can rest. Second Chi spoke softly, then Big Chi will give you a day off. All right, pack up and move. Second Chi ordered coldly. Yes.
The group stretched and began gathering their things.
Mum.
Han opened her eyes, her cheek marked by the pillow, her whole body foggy.
Not enough sleep, right?
So Fong felt pity, the girl's eyelids swollen, her spirit weak.
Still fine, you did not sleep either. Han yawned. I am not tired, my spirit is better than yours.
So Fong said gently.
Han pouted, unhappy, that is what feels strange. Come, pack up, prepare to move. So Fong shook his head and shifted the topic. Really? Han pouted, muttering.
Over 10 minutes later, they followed So Fong up the mountain. The small fire lit the night, from afar like rootless ghost flames.
Crack! Mr. So dark, can you still spot traps? Ninth Chi asked curiously. No problem. So Fong answered without turning. Relax, Mr. So sees clearly.
Seventh Chi waved reassuringly. Yes, Mr. So without infrared gear can still take down a sniper from far away, one shot to the head, so nothing to fear.
Eighth Chi chimed in. Even so, you must stay alert, no relaxing. Second Chi warned coldly. Yes, no daring to slack. Ha Chen and the others quickly replied. Crack!
So Fong broke a thick branch with one hand, clearing the path. Seventh Chi and the others were stunned, such a branch snapped with one hand.
Too much. Ha Chen gaped, he could too but only with both hands and full strength. I can do it too. Ninth Chi muttered. Try it then. Ninth Chi blushed, grabbing a branch, straining with no effect. Not using strength? Ha Chen teased, or not eaten enough? NK books. Truly not eaten enough. Ninth Chi muttered embarrassed. What? Ha Chen's eyes laughed. Cough, nothing, let us move on. Ninth Chi coughed awkwardly. All right. Ha Chen stopped teasing.
Ninth Chi fell silent, more respectful of So Fong, believing he could break his bones.
Russell. Stop. So Fong called. What is it? Ninth Chi tensed. Wolves? Han guessed. Wolves on this mountain? Seventh Chi doubted. Yes, but this is not wolves.
So Fong frowned, the beasts felt odd.
What is it?
Han gripped So Fong's hand.
The new species we saw before. So Fong said low.
As he spoke, under the firelight, huge lizards crawled from the dark, like Komodo dragons but larger.
So many lizards.
Ha Chen's face changed. Someone cried out.
Are these all Komodo?
A man raised his gun. No, all are new species. Seventh Chi stepped back. They were surrounded.
New species? Why so many, 20 or 30?
Be careful, one bite cripples. The lizard's saliva full of germs. If bitten without care, the limb must be cut off.
So Fong, so many.
Han trembled, pulling free, gripping her gun.
What is it? So Fong frowned. Fight them, do not mind me. Han urged.
So Fong's heart softened. Ernest, do not worry, one hand is enough, you matter more. Still, Second Chi and the others cannot handle, help them.
Han pleaded.
I will, I do not want trouble with Third Master. So Fong looked to Fourth Chi, who stood serious, fearless. So Fong felt surprised.
Mr. So, can we shoot?
Seventh Chi asked, remembering So Fong had said new species were few, better not kill. Kill, no need to hold back, something is wrong here. So Fong said gravely.
Yes. Seventh Chi breathed relief, shooting would solve it. Bang.
The first shot rang, a giant lizard before Fourth Chi fell dead. That shot enraged the rest, they charged.
Get lost.
So Fong kicked one flying, smashing into branches, bleeding out dead.
Bang. Gunfire erupted.
Scared?
So Fong asked the girl. Still fine.
Han bit her lip, pale, then pulled the trigger, cleanly killing a lizard.
Chapter 1276, People of Cultivation? Impressive.
So Fong spared no praise.
Bang.
The girl pulled the trigger again, and the giant lizard fell with a roar.
Van Han shouted excitedly, hit again.
So Fong exhaled, the girl could look after herself. He spread his attention to the others. So far no one was wounded, after all they had been strictly trained, and against unintelligent lizards, guns were enough to suppress them. Taney became more composed, his wrist trembling yet every shot hit true.
Boom!
The lizards fell one after another, the scene majestic and chilling.
Out of ammo, someone shouted. Save the bullets, we need them for the outsiders. Tae-tu warned. If we cannot shoot, what then? Fight them barehanded, a trembling voice asked. Leave it to me.
So Fong said, emitting an aura that slowed the lizards. He drew his long combat knife. Under Tae-tu's admiring gaze, one slash opened a lizard's belly and its entrails spilled, a bloody sight. He did not stop, he punched one until its spine broke and kicked another flying, his movements cold and decisive.
So strong, like a humanoid beast.
The rescue team stared, stunned, they had only seen such scenes in films. But this was real, shaking their senses. I declare So Fong my idol.
He is my idol too, my belief. Do not compete with me, he is mine. Fourth sister, you cannot be so domineering. Any objections? I will resist to the end. Boom! Mr. So, you are incredible.
Mr. So, come with me.
Who said that?
Tae-tu narrowed his eyes, turning his gun, his gaze sharp. Not clear, I did not hear.
Yes. A word swallowed.
So Fong crouched, cut open the lizard, and examined its innards.
So Fong, can this be eaten? Van Han asked curiously. Ugh, such an ugly lizard, even if edible I cannot swallow it. Ha Cham sneered.
You have not endured hardship, when there is no meat, even ugly meat must be eaten.
Van Han scolded. Yes, Sister Van is right, I will remember. Ha Cham replied quickly, feigning humility. Do not call me sister. Van Han flushed, sulking at being called old. It can be eaten, but you will not want to. So Fong tossed the guts and looked up. These lizards have an issue. Taney noticed. Genetically modified products. People exchanged looks, shock on their faces. Mr. So, how do you know? Someone asked. Do you really want to know?
So Fong tilted his head. Perhaps.
The man recoiled. I will not tell you.
So Fong smiled, mischief showing.
People cultivated to create new species.
Tania's face grew grave. This was a taboo in Veem Nation, especially involving genetic modification.
People cultivated to breed new species. How did they appear on this island? Van Han wondered. I guess this place is their research site.
So Fong scanned the surroundings and said softly, the natural fog here is the perfect cover. They can research without fear of discovery.
I do not know, perhaps deliberate, perhaps coincidence.
He shrugged. He was no god, only possessed sharper memory, not omniscience.
Maybe mere coincidence, NK Books, Tani added. But coincidence seems odd. How does Tam family explain it? Taybat frowned. Speculation is useless, catch one and ask. So Fong wiped blood with a reed. Right, the urgent task is to find Tay Tam. When we meet the outsider, we will ask and all will be clear. Tay too nodded. Pack up and continue up the mountain. Tani ordered. Understood.
The weary group replied. They were all products of cultivation, causing a chill in the heart.
Are you pregnant? Tay Q asked worriedly. Ha Cham twitched at his mouth and angrily snapped, You suspect you, big-headed fool. Why suspect me? Tay Q asked blankly. Ha Cham nearly went mad. How could a man be pregnant?
Seeing these corpses makes me sick. What monster would breed man-eating creatures?
Could it be cultivated by those above, perhaps high ranks of Veem Nation? Someone guessed. Do not speak nonsense, such words could cost you dearly, someone scolded. I already know.
Suddenly a soft laugh by the ear made him shiver. Mr. So, scaring people like that could kill them. He turned and saw So Fong and breathed out.
Chapter 1277, Forensic?
That man's face darkened. Clearly he was the one frightened. How could he pretend to be moved?
Enough, stop guessing. The most important is to find third brother and the others.
Fourth brother said seriously.
Yes.
The others responded. The group set off again, this time even more careful.
Whoosh.
The wind rose, the torch flames flickered as if to die out but never did. So Fong glanced around the ground, in his mind forming a three-dimensional map.
All pursue.
Second brother also sped up, his breath quickened, stamina dropping.
Can you hold on? So Fong asked. If not, slow down. I can, no problem. Second brother insisted.
Behind them Ha Cham and the others groaned inwardly. The expert burst forth, they could only grit their teeth and follow. Miss Van Han is amazing, she is not even breathing hard.
Ha Cham exclaimed. Do not be fooled by her being a girl, her stamina ranks near the top among us. Eighth brother said. Truly impressive. Ha Cham clicked his tongue. Listen, after leaving here you can take Master So's training, then you will be like this. Seventh brother whispered. Ah, training? Ha Cham and ninth brother focused. Yes, 8,000 yuan per hour, guaranteed. Seventh brother said firmly. What, 8,000 per hour, too expensive? Ninth brother cried. Not expensive, I think it is worth it. Ha Cham mused. Ninth brother clenched his teeth, hating the wealthy. You waste money too freely, though your wage is not low. Ha Cham teased. Master So, I think we can speed up, they are still too relaxed. Fourth brother suggested. This time there was no idle chat, only full effort on the road. Crack. Branches snapped underfoot, footprints overlapped, chaos clear. Stop. Second brother ordered.
The torches spread to light all around, men on guard.
Master So, how is it? Fourth brother asked. Something is wrong. Ninth brother and Hacham crouched, clearing leaves to dig.
Strange, these leaves and weeds were placed here. Hacham remarked, brushing them aside easily. Firelight revealed beneath, mud full of footprints, with dried blood.
Dig.
So Fong motioned with his chin.
Yes. Hacham and ninth brother began digging with military shovels.
These custom shovels were far better than the kind So Fong used before.
Mud was dug 5 centimeters, then 10. Scrape.
A shovel struck something soft.
Something below. Ninth brother brightened, shovel showed it was not stone. Continue. So Fong said. Yes.
They dug carefully.
This is hair.
Hacham shuddered, a shovel lifted strands of hair.
Could there be a body buried? Ninth brother swallowed.
Likely, pull it out.
Fourth brother crouched close, fearless.
Van Han hid behind So Fong, peeking.
If afraid, turn away.
So Fong patted her shoulder.
I am not afraid. Van Han pouted. It is a body.
Hacham's voice trembled, he tossed the shovel, brushed soil from the corpse, praying, not someone familiar. Clothes unknown, surely not third brother and the others. Ninth brother muttered, easing Hacham's heart.
Indeed, the corpse was not them, beneath mud was an unfamiliar face.
So Fong crouched, lifted the man's hand, checked wounds. Finger once wore a ring, he was married, the fatal wound here, a bullet through the chest pierced the heart. So skilled, to judge so much with eyes alone, like a forensic.
Hacham marveled. Click.
So Fong snapped a photo with his phone.
Ah, your phone still has battery? Fourth brother asked. 5% left, not long. So Fong shook the phone, then put it away. Can you spare some battery for a fusion? Fourth brother's eyes lit. Little fourth, do not fuss, wait until return. Second brother said. Okay. Fourth brother pouted then returned normal.
So Fong laughed, truly a crazy fan, even now thinking of fusion.
Master So, what about this corpse? Seventh brother asked. The dead deserve respect, not knowing who he is, bury him back. So Fong replied. To me he is a villain, likely with those chasing us. Fourth brother snorted. They all looked pale and sickly. Fourth brother added. You do not know this man? So Fong asked. Among them 2 wore hoods, he must be one. Fourth brother explained. Chapter 1278, Guerrilla Warfare. It is better to bury him, as you said the dead should be respected, when others come down from the mountain they will pass here, and the smell of the corpse will be unbearable. Van Han spoke innocently. That makes sense, then let us bury him again.
So Fong replied gently.
Yes. Taekyu and Hacham placed the body back into the pit and covered it with soil. What bad luck!
Tae-tu muttered, seeing the corpse was not a good sign.
Yes. Let us go. Taini gripped the spear, ready for danger.
So Fong gently reminded, remember, when danger comes do not run around.
I will not run, I will not be a burden. Van Han nodded with innocence. He.
She smiled brightly.
Elsewhere, on the mountain top. Thick vegetation made the path difficult, weeds grew waist-high, roots and vines blocked the way. In the darkness, someone crept forward. Tae-tam stopped, turned his head and whispered, How is Trin Quang?
He is failing, the fever burns without easing, the wound worsens badly. Tae-Luk's voice was hoarse and low like a broken fan.
Ah. Tae-tam opened his mouth, finally only sighed. Third brother, I know what you want to say.
Tae-Luk rasped, he is my brother, I will not abandon him.
I understand. Tae-tam replied in a rough voice. Do we keep going?
Tae-Luk asked. Tam looked around, then crouched into the weeds. He whispered, "No, stop and rest here, this place hides us well."
"All right."
Luke sighed and lowered Trin Quang. The mountain was veiled in mist, the stars and moon sometimes peeked through, but mostly were hidden by branches.
Gurgle gurgle. Tam's stomach growled. "Eat some wild greens, if we are not killed we must not starve." He grimaced and chewed bitter leaves.
"We can eat them, but Trin Quang cannot." Luke chewed blandly, swallowing sand with the leaves.
"Give up, without medicine he will not live."
Tam sighed, his heart like stabbed by blades, for Trin Quang was also his brother. Luke was silent, but Tam knew persuasion was useless. "Well, at worst we die and remain brothers in the underworld."
Tam half joked, "Then we will meet Akiet and the others."
"Third brother, with your skill you could escape." Luke said seriously.
"You would not abandon your brothers, would I escape alone? We only need to harass the enemy, fight guerrilla battles, understand?" "Yes, we will fight guerrilla battles." Luke forced a smile.
"In truth, even dying now is not loss, at least we gain some revenge."
Tam whispered.
"Earlier they were nearly caught, he threw a spear and killed one, gaining distance."
"It is not enough, we must kill at least 2 more.
Luke's eyes glinted with murder, thinking of Akiet, Little Try, and Tuesday. "I wonder if fourth sister is safe."
He murmured.
"With her strength, she should be fine, but leaving the island alone is hard."
Tam said. "Still better than staying with us with no hope." Luke finally said. "Yes, no hope remains."
Tam closed his eyes, his pistol slipped down, empty of bullets, now useless.
"Third brother, do you think anyone will save us?" Luke asked. "Do you think it possible?"
Tam muttered, too tired to open his eyes. Luke sighed, "Extremely small chance." "Sleep, dawn comes soon, we must hide again and keep fighting guerrilla." Tam murmured. Silence returned to the peak, only leaves rustling. Luke closed his eyes, still alert.
Nothing will happen.
He reassured himself, but images of fallen brothers filled his mind.
Will there be a miracle?
Rustle, rustle.
Strange sounds woke them.
Third brother,
something is coming.
Luke whispered. Shoo. Tam frowned, slowly sat up, dawn lightened the sky, some shapes were visible. He peered over the weeds, no enemy seen, but the sound grew nearer. Suddenly the weeds shook and were pressed flat, something charged towards them.
Be careful, it is not human. Tam said, drawing his combat knife. Not human?
Luke startled, could it be a beast? From the weeds burst a giant lizard, its red tongue flicking at them.
Tam gripped
his knife, tense, first time seeing such a creature.
After Akiet's death, the lizard had eaten his body, but he did not know. Hiss hiss. Get away. Luke threw a stone and carried Trin Quang back. Chapter 1279, The Cunning Mind.
Luke held Chen Gang tightly and hurriedly retreated. Once safe he drew his military knife, ready for battle. Both wore grim faces, the giant lizard spat red tongue and stared.
What do we do now? Luke hoarsely asked, should we retreat? Do not panic, we cannot show fear, just pretend. Tam replied in a deep voice. Like this? Luke imitated, striking the ground and branches with the knife, creating noise.
The giant lizard grew wary and stepped back, though its red tongue still flickered.
Go.
Luke sighed in relief, only relaxing when it left.
Move, we cannot linger.
Tam lifted his head, through the leaves he saw the sky brightening.
All right.
Luke said no more, carrying Chen Gang onward. Though it delayed him, he caught up, burdened by carrying a man, his speed was limited.
Damn, never have I been so miserable. Luke forced a bitter smile. Huff, huff.
Tai Tam panted, who was not, even facing eldest and second sister was never this tough.
Keep going.
Tai Luke refused to yield.
NK Books. If eldest and second sister were here, things would be fine.
Tai Tam supported Chun Gang's lower body, filled with bitterness. Tai Luke felt lighter, sneered, "Ha, with those two gods here, all enemies would die."
Indeed.
Tai Tam recalled training camp under their control, his body trembled.
Tai Luke sighed, strange, I now miss being tormented by them. Chun Gang surely misses it too. Tai Tam bit his lip, dazed for a moment, almost stumbling. Brother Tam, do you think Chun Gang can endure on his own?
Tai Luke still hoped.
You know the answer.
Tai Tam said coldly.
Yes, I know.
Tai Luke gave a bleak smile. Both fell silent, moving without pause. The sky brightened, the mountain path widened, mist vanished, sunlight and blue sky appeared.
We are done. Tai Tam paled.
Blue sky and white clouds were beautiful, but deadly now. Sunlight meant no cover, enemies pursued behind, dire danger.
Should we turn back?
Tai Luke looked around, only behind lay mist and forest, all else was open slope, no hiding place.
Tai Tam frowned, seeking a way. Found it, ahead. Bang.
A shot rang, bullet hit rock at Tai Luke's feet.
Damn, run.
Tai Tam cursed, vexed, were their tricks useless, how did they catch up so fast? Tai Luke clenched teeth, carrying Chun Gang forward, Tai Tam with knife covering rear. Behind came 4 pursuers in black, one masked, only eyes showing.
Damn. Tai Tam cursed. Do not waste bullets, few remain.
The masked man complained.
Better kill them all, orders from above.
The tall thin man spoke. Yes, plenty of test subjects.
The phoenix-eyed youth said coldly, youngest of them, about 26.
He was the cunning mind, setting traps, seeing through illusions, directing the lizard, tracking, all his work.
Stop running, you cannot escape, know what lies ahead? He sneered. Tai Tam gave no reply, only fled. Fools who never turn until they hit the wall. He mocked again. Wait, one woman is missing. The masked man noted. Missing one, maybe died unnoticed? The bearded one laughed. Catch them, we will know. The phoenix-eyed youth smirked. Go, let us hunt.
The tall thin man shouted excited. Humans as prey, just thinking makes blood boil. The bearded man laughed, chilling.
The phoenix-eyed youth muttered, truly perverts. You too, you lured the beast to attack outsiders, to stir their bloodlust, right?
The masked man mocked.
Ha, clever you are. The youth admitted, those insects behind should be dead now. Should be, the mole already reported results.
The masked man said calmly. Then finish the 3 left, then sleep.
The youth sneered, sleepless for days, my skin is sagging. Stop whining, be stronger.
The masked man scowled.
TCH.
He sneered, then strode off after them.
Damn, cannot shake them. Tai Tam looked back, beard and mask already within 200 meters.
Brother Tam, go, alone I can surely escape. Tai Luke panted, throat burning.
Chapter 1280, Endless Despair. Do you really want to go to the underworld together? Tai Lu laughed bitterly. Cough cough.
Chun Gang suddenly coughed twice, his face turning pale as if he were about to die. Chun Gang, hold on a little, wait until we leave then you can go. Tai Lu smiled painfully. Tai San was desperate, his last gaze fixed on the hillside as if all escape had been cut off. The 3 stopped at the slope and looked down to a thick white fog with no visible bottom and no sign of what lay beneath.
Third brother, if we jump, is there any chance to survive? Tai Lu gripped Chun Gang's wrist tightly.
It is at least 8 floors high, jumping will surely mean death. Tai San drew back his gaze and looked at the bearded men closing in.
Run, why stop?
The tall thin man laughed oddly.
Who are you?
Tai-san asked coldly, unwilling to die without reason.
You do not know? The phoenix-eyed man stepped forward, brow furrowed. Should I know? Tai-san answered coldly, hunted for no reason, at least give me an explanation. A reason?
The hooded man laughed hoarsely.
Yes, a reason.
Tai-san regained his calm, facing death without panic.
A reason to die?
The phoenix-eyed man pretended to ponder, then smiled mysteriously. From the moment you set foot on this island, your fate was sealed.
Why? Is there some secret here no one may know? Tai-san frowned. Clever, there indeed is a secret, right behind you under the cliff. The phoenix-eyed man smirked. What is it? Tai Lu could not help asking. This.
The phoenix-eyed man said slyly, even if you are to die, for safety some things are better left unknown.
Tai-san ground his teeth, must death remain unclear?
Pity, though your flesh was decent alive, dead you can still feed my treasures.
The phoenix-eyed man laughed cruelly. Your treasures? Tai-san's face darkened as he sized him up. Of course, you have met them. The phoenix-eyed man sneered, were they not imposing? Are they yours to keep?
Tai-san realized, his face worsened. The phoenix-eyed man clapped in praise, smart, far smarter than that foolish big brother. The hooded man's veins bulged as he restrained himself, glaring. Do not get excited, one sentence made you lose control, that is not good.
The one-eyed man said calmly. Lili, stop arguing. The tall thin man sighed. Lili was his name. Tai-san curled a mocking smile, that name suits you. Lili's face darkened and he said coldly, soon you will join the insects that died last night. I do not know what you mean. Tai-san denied.
Lili explained that comrades who came to rescue had died last night, eaten by the treasures. The news shocked Tai-san and Tai Lu.
Do not hope. Lili clapped, enjoying their gloom. Stop talking, finish quickly so we can sleep.
The hooded man cut in impatiently.
Fine, then you act, I will not soil my hands.
Lili sneered with hands in his pockets.
Stand still and be quiet.
The hooded man pulled off his hood and breathed the fresh air. His face appeared, about 35 years old, a scar running from his left temple across his nose to his right jaw. He did not care, his face pale from long absence of sunlight.
Jump? Tai Lu trembled. No, even if I die, I want to take back some dues.
Tai-san said coldly, a killing intent in his voice.
Prepare the knives.
The hooded man halted.
Be careful.
The bearded man also stopped, wary of their combat knives.
Then be quick and clean.
The hooded man laughed darkly, drew a gun, released the safety, and aimed at Tai-san. Tai-san's face drained, he had no chance even for a last gamble.
Third brother. Tai Lu paled and lunged forward to shield Tai-san. Shall I go then?
The bearded man pretended to draw his gun.
Get away, this prey is mine. The hooded man snapped. Prey?
Tai-san and Tai Lu widened their eyes, bloodshot and full of despair.
Die.
The hooded man smiled as his finger touched the trigger.
The shot rang across the mountaintop.
A tall figure collapsed, his eyes still dim, then froze in mute shock, blue sky and white clouds his
last sight before darkness swallowed him.